Hello again. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yay. Happy 2024. And yes, we still have our Christmas tree up because we're not taking that thing down till Epiphany. Do you have a tree? When do you take your tree down? Is it a whole thing? Is it a pain in the butt? Do you actually enjoy it? I'm doing a decluttering theme on Patreon right now, mostly for myself, I think, because I need the extra motivation to clear out the rest of 2023 and the holidays. And this Saturday is Epiphany, and it is going to be a busy one because at 9:30 in the morning, the kid has his first floorball practice for Special Olympics of the new year. And then I'm coming home to host a 2-hour meetup for Story Plexus, the audacity to create a more meaningful life. I wanted to host a Q&A for anybody who's already gone through the full 6-week program. It's an online program with videos and lots of audio tracks and journal prompts and guided meditations. And I wanted to be able to chat with anybody who might have any questions, but also for people who are coming in to do this in the new year, who want to kick the year off feeling really dialed in to their own personal values and getting into relationship with life. Those are the two big goals I had in mind in creating Story Plexus, that I could help people get in touch with who they truly are outside of all the noise of the world. Like, what are their values outside of everybody else's moralizing, all of the ways that it should be done, your spirituality in particular, the way you move through the world, and then also getting into a co-creative partnership with life. And I presented this in a really creative way because I completely want to take all religious language out of it. You do not have to be religious to get into relationship with life. So I really love this paradigm of your life being a story. It's your life story, and you are a co-author with life. You're in this dance, you're in this partnership, you're telling this story together, and life kind of throws this material at you, and then what you do with it is up to you. I did not become interested in that kind of relationship with life until I had done a lot of manifesting. I was really interested in manifesting for a long time. I even published a course called The Magic Star, where I outlined my 5 steps for successful manifestation. And essentially that just boiled down to having in mind what you want to deliberately create, and then being in alignment with that thought, feeling, action, soul, all of it in alignment consistently until it becomes a part of your reality. And what I came to learn through doing that was that, yes, of course, we can manifest pretty much anything we want within the realm of what is possible for us, and sometimes even what seems not possible for us. However, that old cliche now rings true for me, that be careful what you wish for, because I found I ended up inadvertently creating problems that I didn't want to participate in. No matter what you manifest or no matter what you pursue, there are going to be challenges, and I feel like it's really important to know who you are and to be in touch with your soul on a really deep level before you start setting intentions about what you want to manifest, because otherwise you can start bringing in a lot of stuff that you don't actually want to experience. No matter what you call in, you need to make sure that you actually want to live the lifestyle that the thing you're calling in will require. And I found that I kept having this feeling of like having put my ladder up against the wrong wall and being like, because so much of what I was creating was driven by these ideas. It was very intellectual, and it's what I thought I wanted. Whereas getting into partnership with life feels different. It feels guided. It feels like being in the right place at the right time because you're making the most of wherever you are at any given time, and you're not imposing a preconceived idea upon it. You're able to receive all of the interesting synchronicities and opportunities that come your way. And it is really magical and mysterious when you surrender to that experience and start walking in faith with it. You might know faith was my word of the year for 2023, and it's a really challenging word if you have issues around any kind of spiritual abuse related to organized religion, because religion has thoroughly claimed the word faith. So it was my second time working with the word faith, and Story Plexus was really born out of my experience of walking in faith and working with life as my co-creator, as the co-author of my life story. The reason that the subtitle for Story Plexus is the audacity to create a more meaningful life is because I think it takes audacity to move through the world that way. I feel like it requires some kind of courage and inner confidence to be like, no, this is what I'm being guided to do right now, regardless of what's going on around you. And I know this is what I'm being guided to do because this is what's right in front of me. This is my reality. This is what's been handed to me. That is how I know this is what I'm being guided to do. And that can be really audacious in terms of breaking out of your former shell or maybe ruffling some feathers around you. And the neat thing is, though, when you start moving with life in that way, it starts unfolding and showing you things that you never could have even imagined would have held meaning for you before. It just becomes deeply meaningful, and it kind of blows your mind in terms of who you used to be and what you used to want. I can't speak for you, but for me, it has completely blown my mind. Life is so much more beautiful when I let life be what life is, and I stop being such a control freak about trying to make life what I want it to be. And also just getting into deep relationship with myself, which came with lots and lots and lots and lots of meditation and patience and all of the psycho-spiritual tools that I talk about here and there. So I will definitely be talking more about Story Plexus going forward on my podcast and my newsletter here in videos. But if you want to do this in the new year with me, I have extended the holiday sale to this Saturday, to Epiphany, and you can get $50 off when you enter the code Yule23. If you want to do the payment plan, you can get 30% off with the code Yule2023, all lowercases, no spaces. And then you'll get invited to join us on Saturday at 1 p.m. Los Angeles time to talk all things Story Plexus. It's a Q&A, but also just a chat. We can talk about getting into partnership with life, and if you have any experience with that, what your experience has been. We can talk about any fears that might come up around this. A lot of fear came up around this for me because I was going to call myself a control freak, but I think humans are control freaks. I think so many of the problems we create for ourselves and each other and the world at large boil down to fear and control. When we are in fear, we try to control our environment and other people. And then it just kind of becomes a habit. It becomes a way of being. And I think so much of modern manifestation talk is about that. And I for sure was guilty of that in the past. Making life do what you want life to do. And you can, but then you're in a power over dynamic, and that just doesn't feel great. It doesn't have the same ring of satisfaction and spiritual fulfillment that getting into partnership with life does. And I wanted to frame this in a creative, fun way that includes everyone. It doesn't matter what your religion is or your spiritual practice, or if you're in the process of putting together your own personal spiritual practice. In fact, this lends itself very well to that. Week 6, we address that in a chapter called Crafting Your Personal Cosmology, because that's a lot of fun too. And once you've done the work of identifying your values and getting really clear about what kind of fears you're dealing with and what kind of partnership you want to be in with life, that is a fun next step to take. So I wanted to end on a high note like that. And so far, so good. I think people are really liking it. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm happy to share it with anybody who wants to go through it with us in the new year. We're going to start from the beginning and go all the way through all 6 weeks together. There's a Discord group where we can chat whenever we feel like it in text, but also join us Saturday. Take advantage of the discount. And if you already signed up or you've already done Story Plexus, look out for the invite. You are invited to the Q&A chit chat session as well. And until we meet again, have an amazing 2024. And always remember, life is change. Change is magic. Magic is life. And the journey is the creation. Much love to you. Peace.